let's calculate something. Today we're going to mix it up a little bit, and we're going to use algebra to actually solve a finance problem, okay? And what we're going to look at is we're going to say if we invest $1,000 and we compound the interest, which will be 4%, if it gets compounded annually, quarterly, monthly, or daily, what will be our outcome for the amount? How will those compare, okay? So we have to use this formula here, which is the amount that we'll have at the end of the term will equal the principal times 1 plus the rate in decimal form raised to the number of periods. Okay, that's the formula we're going to use. And there's a little hidden trick here, which I'm going to show you. And then if you stick around to the end of the video, we're going to modify this equation so you never have to remember that trick again, because it's a little bit subtle, and if you put it in your calculator, you'll get the wrong answer every time unless you do know the trick. Okay, so we're going to start with 1,000. The best way to do this is to start with a table, and we're going to put our variables here. And then we'll fill in the table, and we'll do some calculations to get there. So we're going to solve for this variable here, which is the amount. The principal we're going to use for each one is 1,000. And we're going to put the term here. So this one's going to be a 1 year. They're all going to be 1 year. This will be the cases. This is a 1 year, then we have quarterly, then we have monthly, and then we have daily, okay? So we'll put that data into this table, okay? And these are all going to be 1,000. We're going to start with 1,000 the same time. And I'm just going to put the rate in here as 0.04, because that's the rate we're going to use. But we're going to have to manipulate the rate as the number of number of periods changes. Okay, and for this one, the number of periods is 1, and for the quarterly one, the number of periods is 4. For the monthly one, the number of periods is 12, and then the daily one, it's 365. And we're just going to say this is just for 1 year. It's just how we divide up the year and how we compound the interest in that interval, okay? So what we want to do is calculate the amount each time. So for the first one, the formula is going to be 1,000 times 1 plus 0.04 to the 1. And what that is equal to, if you calculate that out, it comes out to be 1040. So you'll have a profit of $40. Now, if we look at the second one, which is quarterly, we have 4 periods. Now, this is the trick. If we put the rate in here, it would be like we had this for 4 years. We really have to divide that rate by 4. So this rate is going to be 0.04 divided by 4, which is really 0.01. But we're going to get 4 periods of that. So the formula is going to be 1,000 times 1.01 to the 4th. And that is going to equal 1040.60. So by compounding this quarterly, which means that after the first quarter we get some interest, we get that interest for the next 3 quarters. After the second quarter we get some interest, we get that for the next 2 quarters, and etc. You compounding the interest from each period before the last, you get an extra 60 cents. Now, if we do the next one, we have to manipulate this rate again. So 0.04 is now divided by 12, and that is, I didn't really calculate that, but we have 1,000 times 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12 to the 12th. So if you do that math, you get 1040.60. 0.74. Okay, so now you've made 74 cents, a little better than the quarterly and a lot better than the yearly. Not a lot better, but better. Then if you go to the daily, now we have to take this rate and divide it by 365, and the formula becomes 1,000 times 1 plus 0.04 divided by 365, but we're going to raise that to the 365th power because we have every day we're compounding. And that's going to come out to be 1,040.8. Okay, so you can see by compounding more often, you get a better return. And 80 cents doesn't sound like a whole bunch on, say, $1,000, but if you put in $100,000, then you're going to get $80 more. So when you pick your CDs or where you want to put money in, it matters a little bit how much the compounding is. And now you have a formula to compare. If they give you a 1/4% more interest, but they compound less, or they give you less interest and compound more, you can figure out the actual amount you're going to get at the end. And the little trick that I said I would show you is this is how the textbooks and everybody talks about compound interest, but really, if you notice, our R is always manipulated by the number of periods. So what I would like to do is put in here, divide by n. And so if you have more periods, you divide R by that number. If n is 1, then R gets divided by 1 and you're good. So this is the manipulated formula. Now you don't have to remember to do this anymore, and you can just go straight forward with this formula. So if you learned something from this video, we'd appreciate a like and give us some feedback and some comments. And then if you subscribe to the video and click the notification bell, then you'll be aware of our future videos. We're going to put out several a week, and we really appreciate your comments and feedback, and we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.